Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. How is it going today on this fine Monday? Ladies and gentlemen, today we have quite the show for you planned up. We are going to be doing a couple of things. We'll be looking through the Ordeal call, going through Ordeal call 2, but first we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be... I saw another YouTuber do a thing, and I wanted to do it too. And we're going to be going through and talking about my favorite Fate servants. If you need to know, or if you would like to know, I'll give them a shout out now and in the future. That is I think it's Slow B. I don't know if you pronounce it more together. Slow B is the YouTuber. She just very recently did a 10K thing where she talked about her favorite Fate characters. And you know what? I was like, I'm going to steal that content idea because it's fun and I don't think I've done it before. Yeah, she just hit 10K. Go show her some love by going and watching that video and go dropping her a sub. Get her up to 20K now. So, fellas, they did call me Klidge. She did butcher my name, but you know what? She's not the first. She did butcher my name, and you know what? That's okay. It happens. It's not the first person to do it, and it won't be the last. And I honestly don't care. I don't mind. So, that's the plan for today. How's the mic volume right now? Are we good? We should be good. Mic volume should be good. Hopefully we're not going to be like the CL video, which I'm going to release tomorrow morning. For some goddamn reason, the audio in that one was hyper fucked. So, we are going to be doing that. So, fellas, let's get into it, shall we?
Okay, thank
you for reminding me. I'm killing my robots for this segment because you fucks are gonna do that while I'm trying to talk. No, we're not doing it. Goodbye. Tammy is dead. Goat Lad is dead for this section. This is your fault. All of y'all want to do that shit while I'm trying to talk. And I ain't about to let it happen. I'm not letting it happen. You know what? I'm also revoking your chat on screen privilege. Let me expand myself. No, genuinely, I can't trust you people because I will be in the middle of saying something and then someone was like, I want to be the funny person. Like, god damn it. Do I need to turn off throwing stuff too? Because you guys are going to... Yeah, I have to do that too. That goes away now too. You guys just can't let me do it. You just can't... You just won't let me just record it. You guys won't just let me record a thing for the future, huh? Well. Let me get a... I would like... No, I know what I want. I want... Yes. You guys have lost all of your point privileges because you guys will keep fucking around. And I want this to be an actual functioning video and not people, like, just getting sidetracked and spamming shit. So, I just got here. Get her. All right. Also, I even have a script for this. I don't know if I'm going to actually follow the script for this, but you know. Well, let's get into it, fellas. Actually, let's do this more. Hey guys, how's it going? So I recently was looking through my YouTube recommendeds, and I saw a video that was made by the YouTuber Slow B. And somebody in my server, I think, also posted it to there, and I saw it there as well. I don't know if it's because I was mentioned by name in that video or not, but the video was congratulating. It was like a self Q&A thing that she was doing for hitting 10K. By the way, congratulations. But in that video, one of the things that she does is that she was going through and talking about her favorite Fate servants that she, like, has, right? And I saw that, and I thought to myself, that's a really good idea, and I want to do that too. So, I'm openly stealing your idea. Thank you for coming up with it. I think I've actually done something like this in the past. I think it was with the Grailed servants, though. Not favorite servants. I don't know if I've ever talked about my favorite servants. Yeah. So, yeah, what today's going to be all about, or at least for this little first part of the stream, we are just going to be going through and talk about who my favorite characters in Fate are. I'm sure that some of you who've been on the channel for a while have an idea of who's going to be on this. A lot of people already know what my character biases are, and that tends to be dogs and disorders. I'm not sure exactly why that's the case, but I don't know. Dog girl's better than cat girl. Also, I think there's only one guy. I think there's only one man on this list. So I'm going to give you the chance right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, pause the video. Write down who you think my top 10 favorite characters in the entire Fate franchise are. I guess Fate servants, not characters, but Fate characters are. Oh, but before you do that, do know I am not including people like MASH, and I'm not including Olga. I adore both of those characters, and honestly, they could be both ranked pretty high on this list, but quite frankly, I feel like it's cheating because those are human characters in the story that are in it significantly more than servants are. They're way more fleshed out, even though they have so much more like depth to them that I feel like including them is like it feels like cheating. Like Olga is, of course, going to be like a top 3 character because of how much depth that she's got, and also just fucking look at her. You know what I mean? So, for the sake of not just filling in those 2 slots with the easy choices, I'm just going to keep them off the list, right? It should be no surprise to anyone that, like, oh, Klidge likes Olga. Like, of course I like Olga. Who does not like Olga? You know what I mean? So, let's get into it, shall we, fellas? So, my first pick is a character. Who do you think my first pick is, chat? Just out of curiosity. This is going to be, I should probably let people know. Pretty much 10 through 3. 10 through 3 are in no particular order, but 3, 2, and 1 are all in an actual order. 3, 2, and 1 are my number 3, number 2, and number 1 favorite characters in Fate. But 10 through 4 are kind of like... they're kind of like their own thing. They're all mentally tied for me, right? So, let us go into number 10, shall we? Number 10 is Abby. Goddamn, I love Abby. Everyone on this list is fighting for 4th place from 10 to 4, but Abby is number 1 in my heart for a lot of reasons. I've been a big fan of the Foreigner class since forever. I'm a diehard Lovecraft fan, and I used to have such a fucking heavy book. I would carry this 10-pound Lovecraft book around with me. It had an octopus on the cover, and it was awesome. And I would take it everywhere with me. I'd read it all throughout college. People probably thought I was a freak, and it was great. I love Abby's history. It's so weird and murky with her having ties to eldritch entities, and it's a really fun way to kind of like have a spin on the Salem witch trial thing. The whole region of America, for people outside of it that don't really know what that like part, like that that eastern seaboard is called. It's called Lovecraft Country because there's so much weird, deeply ominous nonsense that happens in the Atlantic Ocean and all the little towns that are around it. All of that, like, H.P. Lovecraft looked at all that and was like, there has to be some absolute eldritch deities in that area. You know what I mean? Had to have. Abby as a character kind of rides this really kind of fun line between being my daughter and then being my daughter, but who's also fucked up and evil. It's really kind of cool to see how they balance that concept of possession, like where she is being possessed by Yog-Sothoth, but more so in a way that it's like drawing out an innate part of her that wants to be evil anyway. That's like the witchcraft part of her. Yeah, I just think it's great. I think they do a good job whenever they have Abby around. Also, the balance between the real Abby and the one that's like kind of just like function that we have that's... So if you don't really know the story, the Abby that we have in Chaldea is not really Abby. It's a fake Abby, technically. The real Abby is still around and like sometimes pops in to see and do things, but like for the most part, she's kind of just like observing things. Like her soul is wandering the cosmos right now, assumedly like fighting space crime. Yeah, I don't know. It's really fun. I think it's a really interesting idea that they do with her. And she was one of my first level 100s in a character. I'm really glad that they use a good amount in the story. I think she shows up in OC2, which we're going to be going into here pretty soon. Like Abby a lot. That's my daughter. That's my baby. She my baby. So next up, number 9. Number 9 might actually come as a surprise to a lot of people. There's like a lot of characters I end up talking about a lot on this channel, many of whom will probably show up later. But this next one is one I feel like I don't ever talk about. I never talk about her. I love her so much. She's one of my favorite characters for both like lore and design and so many things. I only really talk about her in one specific context. And I feel like I'm looking at the chat right now. Nobody guessed it right. It's not Kets, not Koji, not Cuckoo. No, none of them. It is, of course, the one and only. Oh, I had more pictures. I forgot about that. The one and only Shuten Doji. I don't know. Something about Shuten, she compels me. I'm, as many of you have probably picked up by my content on the channel, I'm a big Japanese folklore nerd. I'm a big folklore nerd in general, across all of the world. But Japanese folklore and like the yokai and stuff like that have always been like really interesting to me because they're so weird. I have like a whole mini series actually that exists that like 10 people have watched. There's no views on these videos, but I made 3 parts in this series of like all of the yokai that exist, like the 100 over. It's like over 100 yokai in these videos, and nobody watched them. Go watch. That's your homework right now. Go watch those videos. I really like that she's modeled after Aoi Yuki. I mean, she's one of my favorite voice actresses. She's drawn by Raida, who's one of my favorite Fate artists. And honestly, I really like that they give her an actual, like, monstrous personality, despite her being this, like, not even soft-spoken, like, sweet-voiced kind of, like, femme fatale-esque character. But then she also just does weird shit, like rip people's arms off and start eating them, or literally sticks her hands in your guts and starts rearranging them. In terms of, like, design, I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan of Shuten's design. Short woman that can kill me is a good look. Her personality is, like, really sealing the deal for me. So, you know, she has this, like, air about her where regardless of the situation that you're in, you never really know what she's going to do. Like, you know that she's going to tease you or someone else. But is it going to be just for her own amusement, or is she going to, like, secretly be trying to help you? Shuten has such a strange fixture in Fate as being a character that we both trust and don't at the same time. She weirdly has one of the most solidifying moments. sorry. Weirdly, one of the most solidifying moments for me with her is that she unironically does rearrange your guts in Shimosa, which on the surface is horrible and horrific and really, like, damaging to you as a person. But it's being done in the story because she's trying to help you. Why does she do it like that? What the hell's her problem? Why does she do the things that she does? It's because she's literally a monster. Look at that top image of her. Horrible, horrible monster. Yeah, she's always doing these, like, weird, strange things, and it's like, I don't know. To me, it's very fun. Anytime Shuten shows up, I'm like, it's always a good time. I don't know. There's other characters that are like that, the ones that are just like, we can probably trust you, but she very, very likely could just show up and just kill you in one event because she felt like it. I think the only reason why she hasn't done it yet is because until we're still entertaining to her. As soon as we're not doing anything entertaining, she'd probably kill us. There's a couple of other characters like that, but Shuten is the one that I like the most, who's like that. So. Okay. As I mentioned prior, I kind of looked back on this list as I was making it, and I realized that it just looks like I'm waifu hunting. So the question becomes, am I just waifu hunting, or does this game just favor strong women leads? And honestly, it's kind of both. Well, regardless, number 8 is not a waifu. Number 8 is my boy Okada Izo. Izo is a character I have always sympathized with. He was never too bright, but was incredibly skilled at the one thing that he did, which was swordsmanship. But because he was only ever good with the swords, others didn't really want much to do with him, and so he was always treated as like something as an outcast. From the inside looking out, he was, and still is, the same as he was when he was a kid. Someone who was just fighting to get by and doing like the one thing that he knew how to make work. But when he went across, he went to from like a great asset to a liability, he kind of just got tossed to the side and killed, dubbed as a manslayer, just said, all right, this guy, we don't need him anymore. He was one of my favorites. He has one of my favorite like Valentine scenes, I think, in the entire game. He might have the best like male Valentine scene, which is where he is just like hanging out with you, and then he just gets trashed, and you get to like hang out with him as he's hung over, and he's like reminiscing about the old days with Sakamoto before Sakamoto became too big for his britches. And then he kind of, he blames Ryoma for like abandoning him to die, but really deep down he's still just kind of like a kid. He's like, I don't want to actually hate this guy. I want things to just go back to the way that they are. So even though Ryoma's wife bullies him in Chaldea, he just is like, I don't know, I think he's living his best life. Also, design-wise, just murder hobo samurai man is so good. I like that he's just like a sopping wet dog of a character. Bro is like a drunk hobo, and I love it. I love all of the art that we get of him with the dogs, because even the guy who draws him, which is, I believe it's Lack, also realizes that he's just a dog in human clothing. He's just so good. He is just such a good character. His character writing is immaculate. I really wish that he wouldn't just get relegated so often to being, oh, this is Oreo's punching bag. You know what I mean? I really wish that they would do more with, like, that they would just do more with him when Gouda Gouda rolls around. Because either he's, like, really, really compelling, or he's just, like, a side character. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I wish they would do more. So, number 7. Chat, who is my number 7 pick? Do you know? Can you guess? Oh, he'll probably get a 5-star version eventually. He's one of the most grailed servants ever. So, We're going to move back a step, okay? We're going to go from what I would describe as one of the best designed... We're going to go... we're going to talk about one of the best designed characters that I think exist in Fate as a whole, genuinely. Like, maybe the singular... one of the singular best Fate designs in there in terms of both gameplay and character design. I'm sure somebody said Riku, but it's not Riku. It is, in fact, good old Van Gogh. We love Goey in this chat. I have a very, very, I would say, a good deep dive lore video on her, so check that out. It's to see why I love her so much. But to reiterate, Go is perfect in every way. She has this kind of goofy, low self-esteem personality where she tries to hide everything behind jokes, but this is just a mask to hide that she is constantly afraid. She's living in this weird, perpetual, terrifying existence of having the memories of the artist Vincent van Gogh, the original personality and body of the nymph Clytie, and mixed in there for a nice little bit of spice is this plant deity from Mars called Volthune, who may or may not be trying to use Van Gogh to breach into our reality. The nice little linchpin here is the connection to plants between all of these characters, or more specifically, sunflowers, which, if you aren't aware, sunflowers are my favorite flower, and I've even incorporated Van Gogh's design into my VTuber with this pin. Have any of you guys ever noticed that? Has anybody ever noticed this? Somebody probably has. My little Van Gogh pin here. Yes, because you mentioned it. Fair. Yeah. No, I love it. You mentioned when you first got this. That was like 2 years ago. Good job remembering. You guys got to remember, that was 2 years ago, and I don't remember things. Very good. Very well. So... yeah, obviously, I really like Van Gogh. I love sunflowers. I genuinely love sunflowers. They are my favorite flower. They're heliotropes. Yeah, but for some of the people on YouTube, I bet that you never noticed. Yeah, once again, that Lovecraft influence does a lot for me. Although Volthune, should be noted, is not a Lovecraft original. He came after. But also, I just kind of really like a character that is doing their best all the time and trying to remain themselves. I don't want to reiterate everything that she said, but Slow B, who also had Van Gogh on her list, made some really great points about having this kind of identity crisis of not knowing who she is, and that being relatable for a lot of people. And I totally get that as well. I really enjoy the personal journey we see her go through in finding herself, and really hope that there's like more to that in the future. And also, just a nice little reminder. This is just a nice little reminder for everybody here. In case you were wondering, I can promise you right now that I know exactly what Van Gogh smells like. That sounds like a weird thing to say, right? But I know exactly what Van Gogh smells like. And if you want to recreate this smell, it's actually very easy. It's incredibly easy. Van Gogh smells like stale coffee, cigarettes, and oil paints. And the reason I know that is because Van Gogh, the historical Van Gogh, would lock himself in his attic and all he would do is smoke, drink coffee, and paint. And this Van Gogh as well, as I believe confirmed in her interlude, does the exact same thing, although I'm not sure if she can get her hand onto cigarettes because she's like 14. You know what I mean? I don't know, Chaldea's a weird place. She's talking to Sherlock and getting into his secret stash, I'm sure. Yeah, she and Izo actually probably smoke together. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, yeah, we love Van Gogh in this chat. She is one of my favorite characters ever for so many reasons. But we're not going to be walking into the more obvious territory for everyone that's been following this channel or my streams. In fact, all but one of the characters I'm about to list are either at 120 or are on their way to 120. And that one character who isn't going there yet, I am waiting for a very specific thing to happen before I am going to 120 them. So, this next person is, of course, Gareth. I love Gareth. I love everything about Gareth. This is quite literally the most huggable character in the entire game. Just on design alone, when she was first announced on JP, I decided I was going to take her to 100 immediately. And this was before 120ing was a thing. And you know what? She could have been the most evil, unforgivable characters to ever appear with the most dogshit, godforsaken kit on the planet, and I still would have done it. And I got lucky because she has a good kit, a great personality, and is one of the most endearing characters in the entire game. She perhaps encapsulates the dog girl vibe better than anyone else on this list, save for maybe one other person. She's incredibly loyal to a fault, she's sweet, she's protective, and she's affectionate. Her first reaction to meeting new people is a smile and a warm greeting, despite everything terrible that happened to her in her life, with her 100% having every reason in the world to be angry and vengeful, and having her head caved in by a French cuckold gone mad on lust. She still meets with the future with a smile, and her overwhelming optimism, to me, is contagious, and I would die for her. I love her so much. She's perfect. A perfect character. Her Lost Belt 6 appearance, even though that's not technically Gareth, still amazing. Anytime that she shows up, absolutely amazing. Puts a big smile on my face every time. I love her with all of my being. She deserves the world and more. God, she's such a perfect character. Okay, well, we're gonna move on now to the opposite end of the spectrum. We're going to have someone who is still cute, but kind of occupies this secret third category of character that I didn't mention before, which is horror. Horror characters. If you don't know, I love horror. The horror genre is probably my favorite, genre of movie to watch. I love it so much. I make a lot of horror movie references in these streams. Constantly. Love it so much. Most of you know where I'm going with this. This is the only character in the entire game that actually has a dedicated jump scare to her, and I am of course talking about Sen no Rikyu. This is one of those characters that I kind of fell in love with on design alone immediately. I go back and forth between Rikyu, Benny Enma, and Nito Chris Alter on who is my favorite character design in all of Fate, but I think Rikyu honestly takes it more often. I love the horror of the design. I love the concept of her being a fusion of two souls that were both killed for innocuous reasons and finding comfort in one another. I love that they have this whole dynamic of actual Sen no Rikyu being a diehard traditionalist, while Komahime wants to be a modern teenage girl, and it's all woven together so well that even with their limited appearances, they are so incredibly fleshed out. It's just one of the best designed characters in the entire game. I love everything about them. I could do an entire video just gushing about how masterful the design on them is. I think I actually have a video like that written up, and I've just never made it. I may have actually put it out there. I don't remember. It was when she came out. She is just such a immaculately made character on every single level. I love her so much. It's painful how much I care about this character. She's perfect. Absolutely immaculate. I'm slowly but surely working on getting her up to 120. She's going to get there after the rats. Currently, the rats are taking priority on that. So, our next character is going to be the only one that I have not got on their way to 120 yet. I'm kind of I'm going to get around to it. She's one of my favorite characters. Has always been one of my favorite. She was one of my favorite characters before I saw her in Fate Grand Order. And I've really just liked her on design alone for so long, and then I got to like actually, you know, you get to interact with her, and she's so much better and is fantastic. Love her to death. I am, of course, talking about Tamamo no Mai. Yes. Tammy is the superior Fate Extra waifu. Suck it, Nero fans. I love everything that they do with her. She is both the good wife and ravenous predator, which is a really, really fun dynamic that they kind of like fuse together. She has God knows how much repressed trauma stored within herself and tries to do everything in her power to hide it, and I think that's incredibly, incredibly, like, well executed with her. And so, hey, funny story. I have a funny little side tangent for y'all about Tamamo in particular. Way back in 2018, I used to live in an apartment and had only one piece of anime merch to my name. It was a Nendoroid of Serval from Kimono Friends. Goated anime, by the way, highly recommend. A buddy of mine wanted to get me a gift, and so he bought a Tamamo figure off of Amazon and had it sent to my address. And those fuckers lost it. Gone. Never heard from again. We never saw it. It was just gone. No tracking, no refund. It was just vanished. They wouldn't do anything about it. Fast forward to the year 2023. I'm now living in Japan, and I see that they're selling Tamamo plushes. The ones that kind of look like Fumos, but aren't Fumos. I order one for myself, and the date rolls around, and lo and behold, it didn't get delivered either. Turns out, they canceled my order for it, and I missed the window, so that one didn't get sent either. And to this day, I don't have any Tamamo merch because the post office refuses to connect me to my fox wife. I do, though, have a Koyan Skya plushie, which is the one thing I've got. And you know what? Here, chat, you want to see it? Here. How's it going? There you go. This is the one Tamamo. This is not a bean. This is a full plush. Yeah, this is the one quote-unquote Tamamo merch that I have. And I love it. It's really cute. I adore it. I'm going to turn off everything so that I don't get sidetracked. Brother does it to himself. Leave me alone. This is going to be an edited video originally, and there's just going to be a picture of me strangling that Tamamo plush, which I might still put into, like, I might just post it on Twitter. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I've been trying to get Tamamo merch forever, and the post office keeps losing it. It's gone forever, and I'm so unbelievably sad about it. I need a Tamamo, and I can't find him anywhere. I have a Nero bride figure, because there was one available, but I cannot for the life of me just find Tamamo merch in the wild, and at this point, I'm too scared to try and order it online. Like, once is a coincidence, twice is a problem. And I'm like, I'm not willing to take that gamble. So, my one condition for possibly grailing her in the future is she needs to get her buff. I'm banking on it happening this year. If it doesn't, she's gonna have to keep waiting. But I love Tamamo. But it's genuinely superior waifu to Nero. Pat the fox wife, fluff the foxtail. Moving on. So, we now have my top 3 favorite Fate characters, and these are going to be going in ascending order. So, number 3 is Mordred. I've said this before, but I will say it again. my very first Fate series was Fate Apocrypha. And while I have some criticisms of it, I do not hate that series as much as the rest of the fan base seems to. Mordred is the star of the show in APOC. She has the best master-servant relationship in the show, and I really enjoy the dynamic between her and Kairi, and even all of that aside, weirdly enough, I relate to Mordred on a lot of things. I don't want to get too personal on this. Feeling like you aren't good enough even after trying everything and only getting a reaction after you lash out, and then it's your fault, is like... Artoria is one of the worst anime fathers, and I don't give a shit what any of y'all say. Oh, she was evil and gonna cause the fall of Camelot. Oh, fuck off. I bet you got 3 meals a day during your childhood with snacks, bitch ass. Anyways, Mordred's arc of realizing that she didn't even know who she was in her fight, in her fight throughout FGO and APOC to make an identity for herself independent of Artoria is really genuinely fun to see. She deserves all of the love in the world. Tomboys reign supreme. Speaking of figures, she was one of my first anime figures ever. I still have that one. I might take a picture, post it on Twitter as well. Mordred is perfect. Tomboys beat everything. Artoria was a shitty dad. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all say. Amazing character, one of the best written characters in all of Fate. Fuck off if you think Artoria is a good father. So next up, we have, to the shock of absolutely no one, and the surprise of absolutely no one, of course, is Barghest. Of the entirety of the Lost Belt 6 crew, I believe that Barghest is the best written secondary character. Castoria takes the best written because it's her story, but Barghest is right below that for me. Bargy is a secondary side character. Castoria, Morgan, etc., those are main characters. Bargy is the definition of loyalty. Big dog means big personality. She rides that really, really fine line between being a ruthless warlord and also being oomph. I love her characterization as being someone who has to constantly retain her bestial nature, so she became as sophisticated as she possibly could. Anybody ever put that together? She's genuinely trying to push back against the fact that she's a horrible monster by becoming the exact opposite of what that is by being incredibly sophisticated. That didn't just happen. That was a genuine choice of hers. Aiming to be more human to suppress the animal within her is like her whole deal. I love that she's incredibly protective of others, sticking her neck out for anyone who she deems weaker than her, which is everybody. And then this particular image, wait, what? Oh yeah. This particular image is one of my favorite things to ever exist. I don't normally go for like the Ojo-sama rich girl gimmick, but they execute it really well with Barghest because she has that really, really, really good balance. This isn't even getting into her design. Big woman. She can and will eat you, which is hot. There's just something very endearing about a giant Labrador of a woman who is always, always trying her best. Love her to death. It's just immaculate character. So good. Big woman. Her muscles grow so much. Her muscles grow. She's becoming stronger. I adore her. Perfect, genuinely perfect character in every way. It's like, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna save some words I want to say for a different thing. So I don't want to have people calling for me to be fucking noosed for some of the comments I could be making. Anyway, love Barghest, absolutely perfect. And then to the further utmost shock of absolutely nobody, my number one favorite Fate servant in all of the whole franchise is... Can you guess it, chat? Who could it be? Who could Klidge's favorite Fate character be? I wonder who this could possibly be. Yeah, it's Uchi. From her design, to her personality, to her gameplay, to her silly little Tengu hat, Uchi is perfect. I'm a sucker for samurai themes, which she provides. I'm a sucker for loyal puppy-like characters, which she provides. But also, she I don't know. I just really like her personality. On the surface, Ushi comes off as almost cold, a killer and warrior whose only thoughts are about taking the enemy's head. But then you dig a bit more into it and you learn that she has some pretty deep trust issues after being betrayed by the person that she trusted the most, which she ends up resolving in her own manifestation after Heian Kyo. And then she wants to do her best and be useful, which is a very, very relatable trait, and then goes out of her way to do what she feels is right and just gets it all done. She is one of the oldest servants on my account. I think she is the third or fourth oldest servant on my account. I'll check that out later. She was my very first 120. I would take her even further if I could. Ushi is now and always will be my favorite Fate character. I don't think that's something that's ever going to change. Genuinely, every single character, every single time she shows up, she steals the show. I even like the fact that she has a rivalry with Maeve, who is an equally bloodthirsty warrior type person, but is like it's the difference between refined. It's like, what is it? Class. If you're rich, it's classy, but if you're poor, it's trashy. Ushi is like poor, trashy, like tomboyish, kind of like I'll fuck you up warrior, and Maeve is like classy, rich, I'll fuck you up, but they both fight dirty, and it's really kind of interesting, and I like that dynamic. I love everything about Ushi. My only gripe is her outfit. You know what? I can agree with that. Anytime that they give her like that like black latex thing that's underneath her instead of her bare clothing, I think that looks better most of the time. I'm not opposed to it. It's just like, it feels like it's trying to be like anime lewd-ish. But like Ushi's design, even like with that, it's just so it's just so good. I just love Ushi so much, man. I love Ushi so much. But what about you? Who are your favorite Fate characters? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again, and apologies to Slow B for stealing your idea, but hey, it was a good one, what can I say? Check out their vid. I will actually have that linked down below if you're watching this on YouTube. That way you can, go help get them to 20K now. Also, while you're down there, click on my link to the Tasha coffee page to get a discount on some delicious anime girl coffee. Additionally, we have the art contest going on right now. If you made it this far, then that means that you may be interested in potentially knowing somebody or submitting your own art for that contest for the chance to win a cash prize. So, go do that as well. For now, though, fellas, thanks for hanging out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. Keep your chin up. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm your favorite Fate character? Thanks. Ushi was done dirty in Babylon? No. Ushi was amazing in Babylon. What? She was done dirty in the fact that she was murdered. But they did, like, anytime she showed up, she was doing good. Are we free now? No, you guys have to wait a minute more. Mods ban the person who said that. Alright, let me get the stream prep for the second half of the stream now, shall we? I need to... Yep. Bullet X was seen in the event. What? Yeah, I don't know. I like Eric. Eric is not in my list for my favorite characters. I'm very endeared to Eric, and I like the underdog aspect of him, but I would not go so far as to say he's like one of my favorite Fate characters on a genuine level. Much in the same way as like I like Daikokuten. I really like Daikokuten. I think that they're very, very endearing characters. But I don't know if I would go so far as to say that they are, like, there's not enough to them to make me be like, oh yeah, no, they're so good, they're my favorites, you know what I mean? So while I do enjoy them a lot, they need a bit more. Also about the BB Gotcha. Yeah, what's up? What about the Wangina? Again, there's just not enough. You'll like all of the characters that I chose, like all have a decent amount of like depth to them for the most part. I'm a very story-oriented dude. Thought she was coming on the 20th. Oh, is she on the 29th? Oh, BB is next week? Oh, if that's the case. Here's the thing. I don't even think we're going to be streaming on Wednesday because I got my rank up. Oh, I need to also do this before I forget. Okay, we're probably going to pick Bargy, but I want to look at the rest. There's a Bargy, there's an Abby. There's a Moose. Oh, the Riku one. Easy. It's not even a competition, man. The Riku one is amazing. Also the Bargy one. God damn. God, she looks so fucking good. With the little Komahime doll. I got Riku, I can never actually look at Riku because I will literally just start gushing about how perfect her art is. She is just a perfect fucking character. I've heard somebody say Tenno-2 would make a good Avenger. What do you think, Goatman? No. I can understand the concept as to why is because she's trying to avenge the fall of Mexico, or like the original Tenno, or like everything that happened with the conquistadors. But I'm gonna be so real. Nah. She'd be a better ruler. So chat, here's what we're gonna do. Okay? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna throw 30 quartz into this vat, and I'm gonna try and get some of Jufu. That's it. That's what we're gonna do. I'm only gonna throw 30 more, and this will be to make up for the fact that we're not gonna do BB Gotcha until next week. Also, goddamn, Tammy, put them tits away. She got the whole fucking like bakery out. Also, Jufu's an Avenger, right? Which means if we can actually pull Jufu, I could level her and use her.
Mr. Klidge.
Ooh! No! 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 That's not Jufu!
Get fucking desired censored.
Every time! I roll for 4 stars so often!
Motherfucker, what you mean Nolan Ma?
I want Jufu!
It's CL. Why don't you do this to yourself? Mark's about to fucking quit, holy shit. Desire sense activated.
I just want Jufu. I want my goofy Chinese lesbian, not the immortal lesbian. Ugh.
Shoo fuck.
Man, you fuck. Wow. I don't think I've ever been that disappointed to see a 5-star before. Because you only need an NP1 CL to make her really work, but I mean, shit. I blame BB.
Mama with her cats out.
BB is to blame for this. I have been working through the summer story, and it's been very fun so far. I very much enjoyed it. It's very charming, as I would expect from the summer event. It's a very interesting decision to make your first thing that you do when you get to Dubai to fight and try and get rid of a bunch of protesters.
You need to put Mayran on the home screen.
I guess.
You will get a nice package this week, Goudman. It is totally out of my plussie. Trust me.
Even more so than Titty Monk on an Irish banner. I think it's different because I was rolling for a 4-star. Getting a 5-star when you're rolling for the 4-star does not feel good. Getting another 5-star, I don't mind having more Sanzo because I love Sanzo so much. I'm drowning in fucking French pussy right now. Alright, let's go to the ordeal call.
Is BB Dubai any good?
Yes.
Cause frankly, the reason I want her is the tits.
BB Dubai is very strong. She is a good arts support / arts DPS. She has 2 utilities that you can use for her. She can both do damage and be a support, depending on like what you need her to do, which is kind of fun. Okay, yeah. So recap: last time on Dragon Ball Z, last time on Ordeal Call 2. After noticing the main character was in danger, the Avengers from the Chaldean group managed to teleport some of their troops into the school. The ones who were able to come. The ones who were able to come were Joan of Arc Alter, Antonio Salieri, and then through a special ritual they were able to call upon the strongest Avenger, Taira no Kage Kyo. And now they must adapt to school life once again, a difficulty for an uneducated French hick who's never actually read a book before. Actually, that's not true. Jolter knows how to read. Hold on, I'm so wrong about that. Jolter's the literate one. She makes manga. It's Jormal who's the illiterate bumpkin. Bye, Tig. Huh? Kage Kyo's gone. Yeah, it looks like she vanished after the battle. Yeah, great. So the only servants that made it here from Chaldea...
That's not much to read.
Being able to read manga is... She doesn't just read manga, she writes manga. That requires a decent amount of literacy. Are the music teacher and me? So it would seem. It's unfortunate that we cannot secure reinforcements. Wait, hold on. Isn't it still too soon to give up? What's to stop us from summoning more Chaldean servants the way we did back there? I don't know how you and Dante's pulled off that weird summon before, Master, but can't you just do it again? Hell, he's the one who helped us raid shift over here in the first place.
Jolter only knows how to read because she thought a master-servant contract was an actual, physical document. She's a dummy, but her dummy.
Can Jolter, Santa, Lily, Lancer read? You know what? Actually, yes. Because she's been taking classes in Chaldea, and we know that because she has homework. This is, of course, in opposition to, like, so many other characters.
Will Chaldea save the world? Will Mash confess her feelings, and will Klidge finally stop making fun of the French? Find out today on Ordeal Call 2.
Find out today on Ordeal
the
Call
French
2.
Teenage girl. That sounds like a 40 something Boston man.
Yes, of course. If the two of us and Kageki are any indication, it does seem we can Summon Avenger class servants, but I'm sure that's the same thing as a proper summon. I'm not sure that's the same thing as a proper summon. Given a master use a command spell to call on Kagekyo, I thought it might be the same kind of command spell-based servant teleportation used in conventional Holy Grail wars. However, since she didn't use any command spells to ray shift us here, that leads me to believe that... You think Dante's just brute forced us into this place? I'm admittedly not too familiar with this noble phantasm, but I have heard that it can work even outside the constraints of time and space. What? If that's true, I would not be surprised to learn that he transported us here by some supernatural means. Suffice to say, I believe he himself functioned as our passageway to this unusual singularity. Man, noble phantasms are crazy shit. There it is. Clip it. Full entire Fate franchise summed up in one sentence. There you go. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I...
Would you watch a Slice of Life Generator spin-off?
Yeah. We've seen a Slice of Life Shelter spin-off before where she was competing with Osakabe Hime. No, that was Erish. Never mind. Yeah, I'd watch it. It's just what... It's just... Do you know what it is? Do you know what the Jalter spin-off, like, Slice of Life thing is? It's Tomo-chan as a girl. It's that, but, like, with less of, like, the gender identity issues. Just remove that from that show, and then it's this. That's all that is. Wait, why don't we just ask what the deal is? We've got that master who used this command spell right here. So, why did you use a command spell to call on Kagekyo? I don't know, man. That tells me that the Black Shadow, Edmund Dantes, must have been calling the shots. So then, what is his connection to the singularity? Does it have anything to do with these quasi-summons? I suppose it's also possible he was involved with the singularity's creation. Huh? What are you saying? You think Dantes made this singularity? Okay, I guess it wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, no, it wouldn't. He's done it a couple of times now. Yeah. I don't know much about it, but I don't think Jormul and Amakusa said something to that effect. I guess it'd be fast is just to ask Dantes himself, but How has he been since that battle?
Well, obviously, if it's quasi-summons, the connection must be to the French, the Quasimodo.
I would love a Quasimodo servant. I see. Maybe he's using the spirit form to try and recover the strength. It did look like he wore himself out pretty badly when he race shifted here. Oh, did he? Well, he didn't just call us here, remember? He boosted our spirit origins, too. Hell, it's still in effect now, so it must be a constant thing. As hard as he's pushing himself, it's not exactly a shock that he's getting worn out. So, yeah, I guess it makes sense that he'd need a break. Maybe we can talk to him next time he shows up. Huh? Already? What are you thinking? We're at school right now. You're gonna freak everyone else out. Glad to see you again, Mr. Dark Shadow. What the fuck's happening? Yeah, what she said. My ominous Tulpa reminding me that he could pop out of nowhere at any time. And he's gone. Huh? Hey, Oduta, did you see a black curtain fluttering around or something over there, too? No, can't say I did. Probably just your imagination. Yeah, really? That's weird. Yeah, hey, there's obviously nothing here, right? Now, go on, get out of here. Oduta, it suits you. Yeah, you're still fitting in way more naturally as Mr. Salieri. Hell, you didn't even have to change your fucking clothes, did you? My time was closer to modernity. How do you say that word? Modernity. Modernity. My feeble hillbilly mind can't comprehend this incredibly, complex word. Modernity. Modernity. Moderna. So it may not have been quite so much of a leap from... What the fuck do you mean you're more modern? Motherfucker, you died 300 years ago, didn't you? Reject modernity. I guess it is like modernity. Yeah, where do you two go after you're done fighting each other? Well, I just went home as other to the high school student. I even talked with my mom, despite not recognizing her at all. A maman you didn't recognize, huh? It was kind of a pain, but what else could I do, especially when I have to stay like this most of the time? Tilt head quizzically needs to be an option more often than not. Okay, he died. Okay, fair. I was thinking like fucking French Revolution. Actually, when was the French Revolution? That was late 1700s, right? Salieri, I guess he died in like his 50s or 60s by suicide, so yeah. Yeah, Jormel 1789 was the Bastille. Okay, yeah. Good. I'm glad I still know my world history at least a little bit. I'm not as uncultured as you may think I am as an American. Well, it's looking like it's impossible to maintain a combat-ready spirit origin all the time while we're here. Maybe it's because of the weird way that we have materialized half race shifted here or something. All I know is that spirit origin uses up magical energy like crazy. I'm gonna guess that's pretty similar to you-know-who. Anyway, I can't go into spirit form as Oruta, but it uses almost no magical energy. Yeah, 1789 is pretty easy to remember, I suppose. So, most of the time, I'll just keep on passing myself out. Most of the time, I'll just keep passing myself off as Oruta. Got it. So what's it like for you, Mr. Salieri? As regards to my spirit origin, yes. Though, as you can see, I don't look especially different. Regarding where I went last night, I was hiding out near your house, of course. Huh? They even said, huh, here. Huh? Yes, hiding out. Fortunately, my music teacher counterpart here lives alone without any family that might worry about him. And so it only makes sense for me to take up guard duty. Edmond Dantes may be hiding in your shadow, but he doesn't seem especially conversational right... Oh, yeah. Especially conversational right now. We can't be sure he will or even come to your rescue should you need help. Salieri is homeless. He's just hanging outside your house with, like, leaves in his hair. So I'll naturally do whatever I must to keep you safe. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Oruta here might be affecting me more than I realize. I've just kind of assumed Master would be safe at home. Man, I need to get my head out of my ass. Damn, Salieri, you really were thinking ahead. You could have just told me, man. Yes, I suppose I could have. I mean, technically, because Jolter was created by Gilles de Rais and only exists in medieval France for like a year at most, she's like 11 or 12. Oh, if we're gonna go by like the race shit, like that kind of thing, no, she's 4 years old if that's the case. Because only 3 years have passed, I think, up until this moment. No. I think only 2 years have passed up until this moment, so she would be 3 at most. The FGO timeline is a mess. Yeah, at the very... I'm happy that we are actually getting more definitive dates. Like, as of right now, as in JP, it's the year 2017. So, we know how far that is. I want to say the story of FGO takes place... No, is it 2017? I think it's still 2017. We get the moon cell in 4 years, fellas. Lock in. Because nothing good's happening after that. Always remember, how's that other girl doing? Kyrie, right? I mean, from her perspective, she saw some shit yesterday. Was she freaked out? Did she make it back home okay? Well... Flashback. It looks like we made it home. That's a relief. It's good. It's a good thing that the trains were running again. I'm glad we made it back without any trouble. Yeah. Hey, Kyrie. Probably wondering, well, I'm sure you have some questions about just all day. Well, yeah. I have no idea what happened back there or what it was I witnessed today. Even now, I'm just thinking about it. It scares me so much. It makes my hands tremble. But it's okay. I'm fine. Say nothing. Good choices. Senpai, you're really worried about me, aren't you? And despite your worries, you've decided not to tell me too much. That's what you're saying, isn't it? I have no idea who Oruto Senpai and Mr. Salieri were able to jump all the way up to the top of that building, or what those armored knights were, or that creepy fire. I saw it all with my own eyes, but I still can't quite believe it happened. It would be easy to lie to say I've already forgotten about it. But I haven't. I'm still thinking about it all the time. I want to ask you what's going on more than anything. Part of me would love to pepper you with questions until morning. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pry. If you say you can't tell me, then I'm going to trust that there's a good reason for it. Yeah, I wish I could tell you, but you wouldn't believe me. Hey, Teach. Hey, Kyrie. Yeah, sorry. So you're so warm, Teach. There you two are. Thank goodness I'm glad you're back safe. Hi, Auntie. They say there was a gas explosion. They're doing it's fucking. I hate fate so much. These motherfuckers. These motherfuckers. Anytime that there's anything that happens in Fate, it's a fucking gas explosion. They only have one excuse. The Mages Association is full of fucking bums. They're the least creative fucks on the planet. Really? It's a gas explosion. Nothing beats that. Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Remember, it's not the Mages Association covering these up, it's the church. Same shit. Same shit, different guide. Now, back to doing, what's her name? Miss Boss from, Adventure Bros. No, Venture Bros. They say there was a gas explosion near Tokyo Station, so Mommy was really worried. In fact, she was actually crying until just now. She was all like, "Oh, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have let them. Wait, no, I fucked it up. Ah, shit. You need a cell phone, don't you?" At any rate, yes, they did say there was a gas explosion over by Tokyo Station. But you two weren't anywhere near there, were you? Now we're good. You didn't say you didn't go near there. You've been naughty. Well, you're back now, and knowing you two, I'm sure you weren't over there for anything nefarious. But, maybe I really should speak with your father about letting you have a cell phone. Anyway, let's eat already. I'm starving. Come on, Teach. Come on, Kyrie. Let's go inside. She's a little hug monster, ain't she? You got your hand, Kyrie. Now I'm just gonna grab yours and, ta-da, I'm catching alien again. Your hand is trembling. Aww. Little worried baby Da Vinci. It's okay, Senpai and I are right here. We're not going anywhere. Everything's fine. Okay. Pat, who's gonna click the other option? You always pat the little sister's head. All right, everyone, come in before you catch a cold and let's have a nice dinner together. I was planning on making hamburg steak tonight. How does that sound? It sounds great. I'll help. Hey, will you two please just promise me one thing? Whatever you do, please stay safe. Okay? Yes, Mom. It's male Da Vinci is our dad. It's just Da Vinci again. Who else would it be? How do you get your daughter to look like your mother? You have to be your own father, too. It's like those it's like those lizards that are it's like the all-female race of lizards that just, like, somehow manage to clone each other. You ever heard about that? Hamburg steak. I do love me a good steak, but anyway, I guess that means Kyrie's doing okay. Though you know, this country's real nice, isn't it? They reproduce through parthenogenesis, so cloning themselves, yes. I went to a convenience store last night just because I couldn't believe how much stuff they had. All that fresh produce, even fruit. They had a ton of luxury items, too. Drinks, candy, cakes, anything, everything it seemed like. Yeah, no. French bumpkin sees the wonders of the Japanese convenience store for the first time. Beautiful. I knew this from Oduta's memories, but seeing 2017 in person... Oh, wait, we're in 2017 right now. Maybe we're 4 years in the future. Really drives home how peaceful and abundant this era is. See, I grew up during the 100 Years' War, which actually lasted for I think 113
Let's hope they
years.
won't be visited by a priest.
Isn't that fucked up? Isn't that fucked up that the 100 Years' War is more than 100 years? Why the fuck they called it that? Lazy bastards? Or is it only like that in this particular area? Still, though. Hey, Master, is your house here? You know, your house? We're in your homeland, so I thought I'd ask. Yeah, it might be. You don't sound too sure. You don't sound too sure of yourself. Do you want to talk about it? Are we going to learn that I'm homeless? So your memories are hazy, and they've been that way ever since you came here? This country seems familiar to you, but you're not sure it's your home. You have a family here, but you can't tell if they're your real family or not. There are people who... What the fuck do you mean you can't tell? Yeah, of course Da Vinci isn't your mom and your sister. Can you imagine? That'd be a hell of a thing to learn that you have, like, siblings. Do we know if she has siblings? Does Gudiko have siblings? Or is that, like, an unconfirmed thing? Are we an only child? I wonder if that's something that we're going to explore. The idea that we have a sister in this would imply that maybe we do, which then adds a whole nother, like, layer to, like, trying to save the world. It also changes, like, you know, things about us. Mental nonsense? Sure. Yeah, no, Jolter, no, well, Jolter's not an only child. She can say that she is, but she, you know. We don't know anything about the Gouda's past. Well, we know some things. We don't know everything. We have been exploring her personality and her actual character more as the story has progressed. I'd be very interested to learn if we had, like, siblings or something. Gouda's parents died in a gas leak. See, I'd believe that. There are people here who look like people from Chaldea, like Oduta and Kyrie. So you wonder if it might be another situation like Shimosa, huh? That would mean this might be one of your Rem. This is such a pain to put into words. Okay, so, this place is like a singularity that's connected to your mind or your memories like Shimosa was. Do I have that right? Yeah, sure. So you fell into a coma upon which your mind and soul alone ray-shifted here. As I thought, that does sound a great deal like what happened in Shimosa. According to Caldeo's records, I skipped that. Edmond Dante's appeared in Shimosa as well. They also say he's appeared regularly whenever Master experiences an odd dream or hallucination. We don't definitely know here because it's familiar but not a one-to-one aspect. Yeah, I know. And I know that they do things with the sibling dynamic here. It's mostly just to, like, kind of lull you into a certain expectation. But I don't know. It's an interesting thing to like contemplate. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is one of those REM singularities, but for some reason your memories in this one are all hazy. So you pretty much can't remember anything clearly, right? I thought that if you were actually from this singularity, it might be like a nice trip down memory lane. But if we can't be sure about that, then I probably shouldn't have assumed. Sorry. When we start using REM, probably this singularity. For the record, it does kind of feel like it. Yeah, so how was the Hamburg steak last night then, big guy? Did it taste like home cooking? I'll go ahead with Emiya's steaks. Dramatic much? Place that feels like home, huh? I like that. We aren't presently in a position to set up a base of operations, at least not easily. That's especially true for you, Alter, as long as you need to stay in that spirit origin or to save magical energy. You'll need to convincingly act like you're part of your Ordeal counterpart's family. That goes for school as well. If we suddenly abandon our daily routine, it could well end up hindering our mission rather than helping it. Yeah, someone noticed if we just suddenly vanished, yeah? All that aside, you really are dull, Mr. Salieri. What the fuck did you just say? I swear, this is the whole problem with Avenger Spirit Origins. Maybe Marie would cry if she saw you now. Don't be silly, of course she would. My heroic spirit self and Antonio Salieri, the composer, are completely separate people. I'm an Avenger, an impossible spirit origin formed as an innocent monster. That right there, that's the problem. What, do you not remember when you were teaching music for real or something? The silent treatment, eh? Well, whatever. More importantly, we should discuss our strategy for this singularity. I think we all agree that our first priority would be securing additional fighters. If there are 7 trials with 7 servants in total, and yesterday's was the first, then... Yeah, we got 6 more servants to like her to face, huh? That Rem became a term at the end of Shimosa? I don't remember it. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I don't remember it. If we were jumped by the enemy, we'd be outnumbered since we have... Yeah. That's what they're talking about, homie. They'll come one at a time. Last time, a trumpet sounded before everything went down, yeah? So at least we'll have some heads up. So, more fighters, huh? Yeah, I guess there wouldn't be much we can do without a bigger team. It'd definitely be bad news. I mean, a little tiring if more than one servant like that, like the kind from yesterday, attacked us at once. There was no need to rephrase. Oh, shut up. Damn it, if only Kagekiyo was still here. Indeed. Were this a proper singularity, we could seek one of the rogue servants who would have been called here, but in this case... Oh yeah, I got my buddy. I think I already have met a rogue servant. Hey, yeah, I forgot about the transfer student. What is Senpai standing right next to Senpai? When did they get so close? Oh, Mash getting jealous. Eggplant jealous. Hey there. Hey, there you are, Subteach. What voice did I give to her? I don't remember what voice I gave to fucking... Osakabe, he may not. Morning, Teach. Did you hear about the incident at the Tokyo station yesterday? Oh, there's an incident? Yeah, I'd say it was more of an accident than an incident. The gas company even said as much. I know, but incident is such a powerful word. Just imagine the headline, Tokyo Station complete shutdown incident. Doesn't that just radiate power? I guess. Actually, maybe. All Tokyo Station was shut down for 41 whole minutes. The whole thing. No one outside could communicate with anyone in there. And according to the rumors I read online, the people who were near there at the time have zero memory of those 41 minutes. Isn't that just freaky? What was the incident at your high school? Oh, let me think. We had a couple, because my school was full of fucking dumbass hicks. The one I remember the most is, so the cheerleading group in our high school would, they would do, like, overnight stays and practices in the school. And at one time when they were doing
of course,
that...
Osaka would be on Reddit and 4chan.
One of the things that they did one time, I think it was my junior or senior year of high school, they had brought out a Ouija board, and they started using the Ouija board, and I guess they contacted something. They started getting actual responses from the damn thing, and it started, like, they started freaking out, and then one of the girls had, like, these huge scratches go across her back that started bleeding, and they had to take her to the hospital. And after that, the classroom they did it in became quarantined, and we couldn't use it anymore. And then also, you weren't allowed to bring Ouija boards into the school anymore. That was the incident in our high school. That sounds like bullshit, but that happened. I never saw pictures. I knew the girl who it happened to, but
The incident at my high school was one of my classmates getting another classmate pregnant.
Oh, that happened a lot. I think I knew 2 pregnant girls in high school. Different grades, too. The other one that we had, this wasn't at my high school, but we had like a, what do they call it? Like a career tech school that all of the students, like most of the students went to after their, what would it be? During their junior and senior year in high school. And what they did was, one of those kids, is a guy who was in my grade. He called in a bomb threat from the school's, he drew a bomb threat in the urinal in one of the stalls of the bathroom at the school, and then told a teacher that he saw it in there. But the fucking moron, I guess, didn't realize that it was in his handwriting, and also they checked the cameras to see who else would have been in there at that time of day. And the only other person who was in there that day was the janitor, who came back from cleaning the whole place, and they're like, so you wrote this and then called this in. And then his ass got put in prison. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking moron. The incident in my high school was there was a massive bushfire heading for the school, and we had to evacuate, but a bunch of kids decided to sneak back in so they could watch the fire closely, and they nearly died. No one got back. Damn. The only incident in my high school was the librarian was a predator, which shocked and terrified me since I greeted that guy ever since my first year of high school. Oh, we had a principal who was a convicted pedophile. They got his ass in a sting operation. He was our middle school principal for 2 years, and then they got his ass. He was one of those teachers who would walk up behind kids and, like, massage their shoulders, which, I mean, here's the thing. Everybody knew he was a fucking weirdo and didn't want anything to do with him. And so, I don't know, he was unable to groom any of the children in our school, but yeah, it's a thing that happened. One second, fellas. Let me gotta do a thing. Cool. Anywho. people suspected a teacher and student are dating, and coincidentally those two are gone by the next year. The kid is like set.
All I'm
that's
hearing is
disgusting.
that American schools are hell on earth.
Oh, dude, the American education system is dog shit. They let anybody be a teacher. Even me. Oh, come on. Rumors online. How many times have you fallen for those just this year alone? Didn't you say that you learned your lesson after the last debacle? These are still just the fourth set of rumors I've read this year. There's a lot fewer than last year. It's still way too much. Huh? Actually, maybe that's not so bad. I mean, compared to what you fell for in junior high last year. Please, whatever you do, don't bring up junior high. I just can't even. I swear, you always bring it up. You wouldn't do that to me, right, Teach? Nod non-committally. Did you get to teach in the... Yeah, I taught in America before I taught in Japan. And let me tell you, once I'm done teaching in Japan, my ass is not going to be a teacher in America. Not in public school. I might do some private school stuff, but Dude, teaching in America was fucking hell. It was hell. And I taught junior high through high school. And I got to teach the fresh batch out of COVID kids. And, oh my god. Fucking horrifically bad. An old teacher from my high school now comes into the bar I work at. He told me he hasn't taught in 8 years because he got wrongfully convicted of smoking weed on campus. To which I told all my old classmates, and they were like, yeah, we know you were on weed. Turned out he never did it on campus, but he did show up high constantly. Dude, we had a teacher get caught smoking fucking whiskey in the classroom, and he left a bottle cap on the floor, and he still teaches at that school. Save the world yet? Working on it. I'm so happy that you were not my teacher. I get comments from time to time being like, God, if you were my teacher, it'd be so much fun. I'd be like, no, you wouldn't like me as your teacher. You don't know why? Because if you're in high school right now, you don't like your teachers. Your teachers are the people who are telling you what and what not to do, which means you immediately don't like them. What's up, you good? How interesting would an event where the pseudo-servants have the personality switch control be? Like if Ren was in control of the Ishtar servant? I think that could be fun. Oh yeah, you like some of your teachers, but for the most part, like... for the most part, most students they like their teachers insofar as that they are someone who they have to deal with. Right? This is somebody who... But I don't know. I don't exactly run, like, the most fun classroom because I need students to actually do things. And a lot of students just don't want to do things. Like, I try to make the classes engaging, but, like, there's only so much that you can do. Not to mention, hey, do you know what's really difficult with teaching? Is the one fucking cunt in the classroom. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's the one cunt in the classroom who fucks it up for everything. Don't be that person. That one teacher that you think is your friend until they yell at you. Exactly. Not to mention, if you're a younger person who's teaching... Like, if you're fresh off the boat and you're just starting teaching, nobody fucking listens to what you have to say. Because you're so close in age, you may as well be like a peer. You're the age of some of their older siblings, so they don't give a fuck what you say. Anyway. Hey, Ricardo, did you find that odd too? Like, she didn't want to lie, but so she just didn't say anything? Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. Seriously, isn't it about time you left those kinds of delusions behind with everything else about junior high? You'd be doing yourself a favor. Okay, everyone, settle down, please. No more talking, thank you. Take your seats and let's get homeroom started, shall we? Well, later, Teach. I'm gonna count down from 3. 3, 2, 1. Good, you're all seated. Well, I love this face. It's the exact same face that Kiyohime makes when she's happy. Just fucking colon D. Straight up colon D. Now, firstly, some announcements. Teach, I have been waiting for you. What's that guy's name? Antonio Banderas? Hey, we can't talk right now, man. I know how to direct my voice. I'm speaking so that only you can hear me. Wow. As I was saying, I don't know what the details are of who that armored knight was. Was that the first trial? I do think there's some kind of mastermind behind all this, but I don't know who it might be. However, I believe what it is I'm here for. Humanity summoned me, that much I'm sure of. However, I don't yet know why humanity would go so far as to call me on an anti-hero like me. So I'm going to keep watching you and decide for myself. Does that mean you'll join me once you're satisfied? That all depends on you. For the time being, try to survive, I'll be watching. Oda's watching Teach and the new kid stare at each other. But then, of course she is. You don't often see two people locking eyes like that, even when they're sitting next to each other. It's only natural to wonder if this is a meet cute. I wonder which one Oruta is more interested in. Is it Teach? Or maybe it's Hasan, the mysterious new transfer. Easy, girl. You really ought to cut that stuff. You might should cut that shit out. You're fujoing all over the place. Alright, everyone. No talking during homeroom. Now, that takes care of announcements, except for one last very special one. Some of you may already know this, but today, we're getting a transfer student. Another transfer student? 2 out-of-season transfers in 2 days. There's got to be something going on, right? Alright, class, settle down. The assistant homeroom teacher just brought them here. Now, let me introduce them. Come on in. I wonder if it's another boy. Now, quiet, please. You know what? I was going to bring that up because they just talked about that here. That's another thing in America that just does not exist, and it really should. In Japan, there are multiple teachers in one classroom. In fact, it's very rare for there to be a single teacher in the classroom.
Speaking of Miku, I heard that the Spanish won custody.
Sure did. America, they have one person in the classroom to try... Yeah, a teacher's aide. There's like a teacher's aide or like a secondary teacher in the classroom. But also in Japan, they really don't do substitute teachers because then if the main teacher is out, the aide takes over. But it's not an aide, it's an assistant teacher. Like they teach a different subject or something to that effect. Like they specialize in something else, but like it's very rare to have like you have multiple teachers that cover one subject in one school, and then they just help each other out and they like run the class together. I'm an assistant teacher. I'm an assistant teacher, but I run the show on multiple classes. So the other person acts as the assistant. My official title is assistant teacher, but I act as an actual teacher, depending on the class. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that if I could make American education reform, having multiple teachers in one classroom would be helpful. Because then also, if the class is like being fucking unruly or there's being trouble with it, like things going on, or the main teacher is trying to like finish up like teaching something, the assistant teacher can help keep people like together. Is that because America is allergic to paying people? Very specifically, it's because America's education system is horrible. Our education system is horrific dog shit. It's a wonder that people in our country actually have an education. I had a teaching aide pretty much for my entire schooling. It's nice. It's nice to have more people there. I know being a professor is like the highest position. Like in my college and university, only the dean is a professor by title. I'm not sure about that. My friend always said that Americans are educated in spite of the education system. That is a fantastic way to put it. Because here's the thing, I'll say this, I had teachers who were amazing, right? The actual teaching staff that I had growing up were, for the, like, by and large, really, really good, passionate people who wanted to actually educate, right? It's just they get no support in that endeavor, which is what hampers them. And I think that's true for the vast majority of people who teach in America. Is you get a lot of people who are like, they want to make a difference and they want to actually educate and they're passionate about education, but they're met consistently with things that are like pushed back against them because of like what they do. They're underpaid. Like a lot of teachers have to work a second job on top of teaching to like have like a livable proper wage for a while. Do they let students help teachers like with grading? No, not usually. I guess that depends more on the school, but my schools didn't. Yeah, we had the same problem when I was growing up, but that was because well, I'm not. I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into the politics of all this shit because that's goes against my own streaming rules. It's I don't know. I feel like there's changes that could be made to the education system. One of the ones I'm a big proponent of is that we need to get rid of summer vacation in the way that it currently exists, and people don't want to deal with that. Oh, don't worry. No, it's if I engage with that conversation, Saf, it's going to become a political talk, and I don't want to get into political talk. So no worries about that. Just that's it. I will go off on a rant that I'm not willing to do right now. Yeah, that. How do you change summer holidays? I would do what they do in Japan. The way how they have Japan is how they have breaks set up in Japan is perfect. What they do is that you get a month off for summer, you get a month off for the winter, and then you get like a month off around springtime. So you have about the exact same amount of like vacation days, but they're broken up more evenly around uh they have trimesters instead of semesters in Japan. And how that works is that it makes it so that the break that you have feels refreshing and not overly long, unlike I would argue summer vacation in America. After the first month, maybe month and a half, most people are like, God, I'm bored. I would get bored like by that time. And even like hanging out with my buddies, I'm like, I need something to do. There's nothing to do. But yeah, the pacing that they have for it here is so good because like you get a nice break and then you're back into it and you never feel like you're out of the loop with it. And there's so many studies in America that are just like, yeah, summer vacation for 2 to 3 months of the year makes it so that you have to spend the next month and a half reteaching all the shit that you did before then, so you're already in a deficit of time when you're teaching by the when the kids get off of break, and it's insane. There's no real benefit for it other than like we've been doing it forever, which is just that's just the American way. Anyway, now quiet please.
In my country, during the first 2 years of middle school, we have a main teachers that gives the more basic things like math and language, and other teachers do more specialized subjects like sciences. During the next 4 years in high school, each subject gets their own teachers that only does that subject.
Yeah, well, America does that.
Why do you look like you reached Asian?
America does the thing where they have teachers who specialize in individual subjects that then, like, teach people in high school. But, like, I don't know. It would be nice if, like, high school had more, like, if you could actually customize your high school path in a way that went towards your interests as opposed to still trying to get the smattering of everything that we do right now. Which is, you just throw everything at the wall and hope that something sticks, as opposed to, like, this kid likes art. This kid wants to pursue something with art. Let's build a curriculum that lets them do that. Like, I don't know. My ass is horrible at math. I very clearly hate math, and I very clearly love history. But they wouldn't let me do history shit.
Senior high school.
They're like, no, you must complete high-level math to graduate. I'm like, I'm never going to use this. I have gone decades of my life without needing to use math at the level that I was taught. I couldn't tell you how to use sine, cos, or tan. I couldn't tell you how to do it. I could not tell you what, like, the first 5 digits of pi are. I know 3.14, and that's it. None of that affects my life or anything that I do in any meaningful way. It's completely useless information. It is wasted time that I had. I retained none of it, and I don't give a fuck for it. Oh, Kagekyo's great. Okay, everyone quiet, please. Our latest student is coming to us from Kyoto. Can you tell us a little about yourself? Sure. What did I give? Oh, I gave Kagekyo like a fucking whimsical voice. My name is Kage. I mean Ushiwaka. Yes, Ushiwaka. Call me Ushiwaka. Hello. No, wait just a damn minute. You're not Ushiwaka. You're Kagekyo, right? She has such a cute face. I love her stupid little face. She has such an adorable face. It's like, you know that face of, like, the monkey with, like, the finger up to its mouth? Why is she kind of hitting that?
Jorter be like exposing people's legal name.
Say something, damn it! God, I love Kagekyo so much. God, again, just back to the start of the stream. Ushi, and by extension, all Ushi variants. I'm counting Kagekyo in that as well, right? Because I feel like it's fair to, if I say I love Ushi, to immediately follow it up with I also love Kagekyo. Those two fit into the exact same realm, right? It's just so perfect, man. God, she's so... Oh my god, I love... Again, anytime that she shows up in the story, be it in normal Ushi, Summer Ushi, or Kagekyo, it's so fucking good! They're actually having to think about, am I Kagekyo? She's actually having the moment of just like... Well, that's an actual... You know, Alter, that's an interesting question.
Will you believe we get a Minamoto Yoshitsune servant?
Yeah, I will! What's the Kagekyo stereotype? I need to see more. Right now, she's just kind of being dumb of ass, but I would assume kudere. She strikes me as very kudere. Your friend who doesn't talk much but is very chill and occasionally says some weird outlandish shit. But you kind of roll with it because otherwise they're, like, really fun to be around. Okay, settle down now, people. Now, Ushiwaka? May I ask who Kagekyo is? It's just... It's such a funny face to be like... You don't... Boudica, baby girl, you don't know what you're asking her right now. She's like having a crisis of identity. We had a whole event about trying to figure out this question. That's my name, Ushiwaka Kagekyo. Huh? But I have your name listed as Ushiwaka Yoshitsune.
I wanna do things to
It's supposed to be
Kagekyo.
Kagekyo. I see. I guess someone made a mistake then. All right, Ushiwaka Kagekyo. It's now it is now I take it you all know each other. Anyway, Odata, I'd appreciate if you took your seat again. Ushiwaka Kagekyo. Well, I guess that's okay then. More like as far as you can get from okay, but fine. Ushiwaka, you freaking kidding me? Did you guys hear that crackle? Just stop doing this face. Oof. The fucker got, didn't you? My AC unit is hooked up in such a way that there's a very, 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 very minuscule crack that bugs can occasionally get into my room with. And they mostly come in at night, but they're annoying enough that I have had to seek out ways to get rid of them. And so I have a very, very tiny bug zapper next to my desk light that occasionally I'll just hear like a zap. And yep, fucker's got him. If you ever hear like a weird off-sounding pop, that's why. I will deal with these bugs this way. That way I can have air conditioning. Why not cover the hole? I can't. I physically can't. It's because they crawl in through the actual like duct. It's just yeah. It's through the. It's a design thing with it. Well, duct tape is for the duct. I have the duct tape on the ducts. They still get in. I don't know how they get in, but they get in. I've covered everything, and they still manage to get in. Will OC3 be locked with the summer? If you don't finish up summer and OC3, you have to wait till February to read through it. Yeah, that's Kagekyo. Hey, Master, explain what the hell's going on. What's Kagekyo doing here, and why are they a goddamn transfer student? How am I hearing you? I'm talking to you with my telepathy, obviously. In spite of everything, we do have an official contract, remember? Now, never mind that. Spill the beans. I thought you said Kagekyo disappeared, but obviously they didn't. And on top of that, they're just suddenly here as a transfer student now. I thought they went back to Chaldea, man. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, they are. I love this emote. Good, I do too. It does lock even if you're finished. Damn. Now, can I ask you a question, Kagekyo? Why do you have that bamboo sword? It is a bamboo sword, right? Don't do the thinking face. It totally is, but why isn't it in a bag or a sheath? Maybe she's really into kendo or something. That's kind of badass. Kagekyo looks a little scary, but she seems really confident too. That bamboo sword's still scary though. Don't be stupid. The bamboo sword's the best part. Okay, everyone, pipe down. I'm talking to Kagekyo right now. This it's not a true sword. It's not, since it has no blade. That face, the Boudica face of yeah, no fucking shit. She really is hitting the borp. She's just like, yeah, fucking idiot. Of course it's yeah. Oh, that's so good. Never mind. Ignore it.
Sensei, would you like
At any rate,
HR episode anime of this Ordeal call?
Yes. At any rate, I understand swords are not allowed on the premises. However, I must insist upon at least bringing this wooden imitation, even if only for my own peace of mind. Does that mean you're interested in joining the Kendo Club? You may take it to mean that, yes. You fucking... Just say yes, you fucking weirdo. She's such a freak. Just say yeah. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever you say, Teach. It's like, have you? They don't have much magical energy, but they don't have a servant aura about them, so they're probably in the same position as me and Salieri. And despite that, they're still kind of dressed like they were ready for war. The hell's up with that? Are they just stupid? Yes. Do they think they're in a freaking isekai or something? Also, probably yes. Yeah, Kagekyo is,
Kagekyo is the school type of badass dumbass.
Yeah, Earnest Airhead nailed it. Very earnest, but also an airhead. 100% accurate. Who cares about that? No, that's important to her. We need to get on the same page and make sure that they're willing to fight with us, obviously. Okay, let's talk to them during the 10-minute break after homeroom. Got it? Yeah. Bad of ass, dumb of ass, heart of gold. And now it's lunchtime. What's with that stupid Kagekyo? They keep running off somewhere as soon as break time rolled around. How are we supposed to get anywhere like this? I hopefully we talk to them soon, but you know. Food noise. Come on, Orto. Why don't you try and relax and enjoy your lunch? Whoa, an extrovert who seems to have her eye on the newest kid joins us, and you're not even batting an eye? What can I say? That super cutting remark she made earlier made me think that she might be one of us. What do you mean, one of you? But yeah, okay, I'm getting hungry. Man, this country's box lunches are amazing. I can't believe how much stuff's inside. That's also true. Fucking Japanese bentos are like 500 yen, and they're so good. Not even that. Now, you can probably get a good one for like 1,000 yen, which is like $7 USD. And it's so fucking good. There's so much food, and it's all good. My one complaint with it, though, depending on which ones you get, sometimes they're kind of wet, and I don't like that. It's one of the weirdest descriptors I can give to a lot of Japanese food that I don't like is wet. Not moist, wet. So much Japanese food is just wet. There's so much fucking juices on it, and I'm just like, Klidge's vendetta against soup. I love soup. You know what I don't like? I don't like my egg roll, my like little tamagoyaki. I don't like that being like I pick it up and it's like a sponge that was left in the sink.
Oh, look at me. I'm so lucky my currency has a good conversion rate. I have a strong dollar. By the way, I'm being sarcastic, you jerk.
Natto? I hate natto. Hate the United States school lunches? Yeah. I would have to answer questions, pretty frequently with students about American school lunches, and it is... I was like, they're like, is it good as like hamburgers and stuff? I'm like, yeah, but they don't have any flavor. That's the thing. American school lunches have a lot of variety, but not a lot in the way of like the flavor department. Or Odota being a French transfer student in Japan is amusing. It is really fun. Anyway, gotta keep this rolling. Oh yeah, bentos are pretty good. I love them too. Which kind of rice ball would you prefer, Senpai? I have a bonito and broiled cod roe. I don't like either of those. I don't like either of those flavor fucking onigiri mash. I'll go with the bonito, though. Bonito's not bad. I can't stand roe. I cannot stand roe. Ikura, they call it. It's... Ugh. What's natto? Natto is fermented soybeans that are really, really sticky. It's for me, it's mostly a texture thing, but that's not even true. I don't like the taste of it. It tastes like dirty soy sauce. How many students found out that you're a VTuber? Nobody. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fuck with fish. I really don't fuck with fish eggs. It just that one's 100% a texture thing where it's just like.
Do you think people will mistaken Georgia as Russian, and how would she feel about that in the school?
I don't think the Japanese would give a shit. What is roe? Fish eggs. Yeah, it's like, imagine boba tea. You know, like the little tapioca balls in boba? Imagine biting into those. They pop, and it tastes like fucking sea salt. Don't the Japanese have some weird idealizing thing for France, though? Years ago they did. The Japanese had to invent a thing called Paris syndrome, which is where France was believed, very specifically Paris, France was believed to be like the hallmark of like European refinement, and like the city of lights is the city of love, and then they would go there and it's like a shithole full of pickpockets, and then it would actually put people into depressive episodes because it was such a shithole. Paris was such a disappointing shithole that they had to invent a syndrome for it. The way some of us romanticize Japan, yeah, same way. It's like, imagine you're coming to Japan and hoping that you can live in like a samurai movie, and you come here and it's all office workers and people like milling around Tokyo, or that you're expecting to see gyarus and shit, and you're just not going to, and you're being like, oh, this isn't what I wanted. It's like expecting Las Vegas and getting Michigan. Exactly. I'll take the Bonita one. Yeah, I'll take the Bonita one, please. Here you go. Don't forget to chew it thoroughly, okay? So you brought rice balls for your lunch today, Kyrie. That's nice. That's real nice. The main dish looks great, too. Fried chicken, rolled eggs, spinach with soy. God, that sounds so good. Maybe I'll bring rice balls for lunch tomorrow, too. Sure, why not? Rice balls, huh? Good idea. Now I'll bring those for my lunch tomorrow. I like rice balls, too, old new kid. I don't know. I've never had them before. No kidding. In that case, would you like to try one now? I made a little extra today just in case something like this happened. Hey, you, new kid. Back in my homeroom, didn't you say something like, I'll be watching you? Or was that just imagining things? I'm evaluating her right now. What about it? Oh, nothing. Hey, Himiko. Were Aruto and Hassan talking about evaluating what? Shh! Can't you tell? Sparks been flying between them for a while now. Our only job now is to stay here and watch, so pipe down. Alright. I think I'll have a rice bowl tomorrow for lunch. I love onigiri. My favorite onigiri? Yama wasabi. Mountain wasabi. It's spicy and delicious. And if not for that, I like, they have like bacon ones that are really good. The plum ones, the ume plum ones, are also very delicious. Some kind of romanticized out of most. It's funny, there's some kind of romanticized of most places. Oh, for sure. A lot of the big cities get romanticized by people around the world because a lot of the people who romanticize them are people who are never going to go there or have never been there. Never had onigiri, actually. It's very good. Like salmon onigiri from 7-Eleven. I kind of wish I liked fish. I can't stand the taste of fish. I'm okay with salmon, but like, I couldn't do like salmon rice balls. Except London, nobody likes London. I've heard the opposite. I've heard London people really like London. Chasing Kagekyo down just to keep them giving us the slip. The way things are going right now, they'll probably disappear right after school's out. Should we try visiting them at their home? I think we need to give up the pursuit. Why don't we try passing them a note during class? Oh, you mean like a challenge? Yeah, okay, that could be fun. English natives don't like London? Well, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, this looks like we're going to have to fight Kagekyo here in a minute. But for now, fellas, it's getting late, and I am going to go to bed. I have to go to work tomorrow. I didn't plan to, but I have to. So, I will, talk to you guys later. For now, are you saying that I eventually go to, well, you can't go to Constantinople because it's Istanbul. Because in case you didn't know, Istanbul is Constantinople. God, I forgot my fucking song. Istanbul is Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. It's been a long time gone, Constantinople. Now it's Turkish delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, not Constantinople. So if you've a date in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. People just liked it better that way.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
Sir, Tire Nova KGO, ASIC, Nanomei Inliners, Hu Yanzhou, Wife.
Yes, I am enjoying OC2.